So apparently everybody has lost their fucking mind because Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega are not returning to Scream 7. They are not. And there are crazy fanboys and everybody else going, oh my God, the Scream 7 franchise is lost. I will never see Scream again. The whole franchise is ruined. I just don't know what they did. Are you out of your fucking mind? These bitches were in two of the movies. Two. They weren't in the whole fucking entire series. The series didn't revolve around these bitches. I'm sorry. Who gives a shit? Now, Melissa Barrera, the one on my left over here. Yeah, I had to pretend I was eating for a second so I could do that right. On my left over here. I'm. You know what my reaction is to it? Good. Should have been done sooner, and take the wannabe Randy bitch with you and the little Chad guy or whatever his name is who's been stabbed 80,000 times yet is still trying to be the new Dewey and be alive all the time. I don't get it. But this bitch right here cannot act worth the fuck. I've detested her the last two movies. Scream 6, Scream 7, Scream 5, Scream 6. She is terrible. She has the acting ability of a wet tampon. She cannot fucking act. And her whole fucking backstory about, oh, she might be a killer because Billy Loomis was her dad is the dumbest, lamest plot line I've seen in a long time. And if I have to see his CGI'd ass, that guy's older than me. I'm 47. That fucking, whatever his name, Skeet Ulrich or whatever, what is he, 60 now or something like that? And they keep, dressing him up in a wig and de-aging him just a little bit, but you still can kind of tell he's like geriatric. And he's sitting there, like haunting her every 5 seconds. Stupid. What are we, is this Poltergeist? What the fuck are we, it's supposed to be a Scream movie. Who gives a shit? Now let's move on to, and now supposedly she said something, look, I don't know much about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I know that if you say something about one, supporting one side, you're a horrible person and you're canceled. I don't think I read what she said. It didn't seem to me anything terrible. It just basically seemed like she was against genocide, which maybe is a horrible thing now, because maybe genocide's in this year in Hollywood. Who fucking knows? I have no clue. But yeah, so her statement, I'll defend her that much, didn't seem ridiculous to me. I don't know why they canned her, but I am so glad they did. My prayers to Jesus was finally fucking answered because the bitch won't be back in Scream 7. And yes, I'll go see it. And the franchise is not ruined. Seriously, get laid. These people who are making these videos like, oh my God, what are they going to do now? Like the whole franchise, they just ruined the franchise. Really? Really? Did they take away the ghost mask? Like he can't wear that anymore? And there's not going to be, here's how they would ruin the franchise. If it was filled with non-binary autistic dancers at a dance camp and there was no phone calls and there was no Scream suit and there was no Scream mask. There was just a guy in a pink leotard following them around who just kind of, I don't know, slapped them to death or something like that. That's ruining the franchise. There will still be a ghost face. There will still be calls. There'll still be dead teenagers. What are you talking about? Shut up. Now let's move on to Wednesday Addams over here, who's turned out to be really difficult. I supported her at first, Jenna Ortega. I liked her. She was fresh. She's new. She was likable. I liked her in the Scream movies. She was likable. I could stand her. Now you hear all this stuff about how she's kind of weird and she's kind of difficult, and she's talking about how she had to tell like the guy in the Wednesday series that she was going to do it. She would tell them she wouldn't follow the script. She was being difficult. Okay, now you're becoming one of them bitches. And I think maybe the problem there is, too, she is really in demand. Unlike, Melissa Barrera, nobody cares. I'm sorry. I know people are going to get pissed. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But Ortega's in demand, all right? So I can see, I don't know if that's a bullshit excuse of her being let go or not returning. I don't think she's going to return for this one because she kind of is, unfortunately. They linked her to Melissa Barrera character, who's, again, boring and doesn't need to be there, and I don't understand what's going on anymore. She should have been killed in the first one, in the Scream 5. Jenna Ortega over here, she's been stabbed 80,000 times, too. I don't know. But, yeah, she's busy. She's doing Beetlejuice 2, she's doing Wednesday, she's doing some other stuff. So they're kind of using that. I think there's some bullshit going on, because you throw the bitch a paycheck enough, she's going to be in there. And I suspect one more thing before I get out of here. Before the nerds totally like fucking get at me over here, is I suspect that they could make her do the movie. You cannot tell me that in Scream 5, they didn't, to me, a 3-picture deal sounds right. So when they had Jenna Ortega, they knew they were going to keep her. I will bet you anything, especially if she signed for Scream 6, they made her sign for 7, 8, 9. They look what's going on with Neve Campbell now. They're not stupid. So I'm convinced that she's probably locked in somehow. Maybe an agent got her out of it, or there was a bartering. Like she'll do this porno in Thailand, and we won't tell anybody. And we'll just give it to, Paramount executives, and that'll be it. And just let her out of Scream 7. Maybe that's what happened. But I'm willing to bet if they press the issue, her ass would have to be back. And I'm almost willing to bet you that this will turn around to where she will be back and she will be killed. The first one. I'm going to predict that right now. They're all saying that she won't be back. I think she will. I think she'll come back just to get out of it, basically. Just to have her character killed off so she don't have to come back anymore. And I think Neve Campbell will be back. Who cares about these two? It's not the ruining of the series. Calm your tits, change your tampon. Jesus.